All right, guys, we've got some more Nintendo Switch and next-gen Nintendo Switch information and rumors that we have to go over. But before we get into it, what's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell for the best Nintendo Switch, next-gen Nintendo, RPG news, and more. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into it, and we're starting off with a rumor coming from a Discord, which already just points all sorts of red flags. But apparently this person has gotten some information right before when it comes to stuff that's leaked. But the problem that I have with this, and we're gonna go ahead and reiterate it after we go over it, is that I'm not sure if this person has access to this information this far ahead of launch when it comes to it, because I don't think Nintendo of America even knows all of this information that this person is talking about when it comes to certain specifics of the Nintendo Switch 2. So recently there is a Discord user, and his name is Soldier Delta, and he apparently has some information on the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, before in the past, he did give correct information on Team Ninja's Rise of the Ronin on Snitch's server, so people say, okay, he did get that right. But now he has some information apparently on the next Nintendo Switch or next-gen Nintendo console. So the internal name apparently is NG, and it's targeting a September 2024 release, precisely on the 24th. Now, this might be a placeholder, but it could also be released on November 2024, so it could be one of those big traditional holiday releases as well. But we're gonna have to wait and see on that. Now, apparently there's going to be two models that will be revealed for the launch. You have the standard model that will retail for $449 US, and then you have a digital only option that will retail for $400 US. And Soldier Delta has provided information before, but you have to take all of this with a super massive mega grain of salt. And honestly, I'm going to have to come in here and douse this with some water, with a fire hose, because I don't think there's a lot of smoke, and I'm not sure if there's a lot of fire where this rumor's going. Now, the reason why I say that compared to other rumors that we've gotten, like let's say from Eurogamer or VGC, this is from a Discord server from the Snitch, on a guy who's gotten information correct on like Xbox and PlayStation stuff. He has not had a track record of getting stuff right with Nintendo things. So somebody could be giving him fake or false information. I'm not exactly sure where he got this, but he has no history of getting Nintendo stuff right. And listen, he could be right, but he has no history of getting anything Nintendo right. So that's the first problem. The second problem is the fact that they say that there's going to be a digital only for 400, then another model for 450. That just doesn't fit Nintendo's pricing conventions, what they've usually done in terms of affordability. I think that yes, we could see a $400 model Nintendo Switch, but it doesn't make sense to me that Nintendo would have a digital only system at this point, considering the Nintendo Switch still sells a ton of games physical. It's a lot higher when it comes to the physical sales through than, like, let's say Xbox or PlayStation, and obviously PC and some of these other handheld portable PC systems that are coming out that are all digital or cloud-based. So it doesn't make sense to me that Nintendo would do that for that price. Now, there could be a two-tiered launching structure. Nintendo has done it before with the Wii U. They had two tiers. They had a $299 and then they had a $350, but Nintendo quickly saw that that's probably not the best thing to do, and they kind of phased out the white 8GB model or whatever it was. I think it was 8GB, and then just went with the 32GB black Wii U and kind of told people to get that, and they dropped that price down from $350 to $299, and that was pretty much the standard price. So will Nintendo go back to that two-tiered pricing model? I don't think so. That's something that they usually do after the system launches, and then you have variations, then you have a family of systems. It's very possible, but I don't think that there's going to be a digital only, and I don't think that it's going to be $450. What I do think is that Nintendo could have a premium model that comes with like a game and comes with the system and all of that for $400, and then they do a handheld only model that doesn't come with the dock, comes with no game, and is, let's say, $350 or something like that, or maybe even cheaper than that. We need to see what the dock does, but that's what I'm guessing, if they are even doing a two-tiered model. I just don't think that they're going to do that. And once again, I just don't necessarily trust, because of what this person's gotten right before. Has nothing to do with Nintendo stuff, and he doesn't really report on Nintendo stuff normally. So definitely take this with a grain of salt, like the smallest grain that you can find, because it just doesn't really add up to what I think Nintendo's doing. On top of that, what we got from Eurogamer is that it's still going to have a cartridge slot and everything. They didn't say anything about there being two models or about anything like that. And maybe they're not privy to that knowledge when it comes down to it. But no, I don't think that somebody would have that information when it comes to the pricing structure at this point, just because I don't think Nintendo of America has nailed down every single detail even at this point. I think that they have an idea, but I don't think Nintendo of Japan has relayed that to Nintendo of America, and they already have all that set ready to go to where this person could have that information and it's solid. I think that maybe there's some spitballing of ideas, and maybe they heard something from someone, but I don't think it's locked down yet. I think it's all just maybe. And yeah, systems go through pricing, renovations, and different things with pricing all the time, but I just don't think that this is going to happen when it comes down to it. And I saw so many people reporting on this as if it was correct or true, and it's like, this dude's got nothing right. So yeah, grain of salt, boys and girls, grain of salt. Let's go and move on to the next thing here. We're going to be talking about Bandai Namco, and we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z. Now, a little bit ago, Bandai Namco did announce that Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi will be coming back. This was one of the premier arena fighters back in the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 days, and then I think it went over to like Xenoverse and all that, and we haven't seen Budokai Tenkaichi in so long, but it's coming back. Now, the Japanese name for this is Sparking, so it's the Sparking name. So Sparking, you put two and two together, so Budokai Tenkaichi. Yeah, it looks like Bandai Namco will have some type of announcement sometime soon or on the horizon there, just because they're trademarking that in the USA. So that means that they're getting ready for some type of announcement. Now, we don't know exactly when it's coming back. They announced this back in like March or so. We don't know when and what platforms and all that, but based off of the sales numbers and what we've seen for Dragon Ball Z when it comes to Xenoverse and when it comes to Dragon Ball Z Fighters, like that did really good on the Nintendo Switch, so I'm guessing it's going to be on there. I'm guessing it's going to be Xbox, PlayStation. They did Kakarot on the Switch as well, so we don't know 100%, you know, when it comes down to what platforms and everything like that and what shape the game is going to take, but they were confident enough in it to announce it back in March, and it's just been radio silent since then. But Dragon Ball Z is as popular as it's ever been. People are excited and hyped about Dragon Ball Super. People are back into watching the anime and the old shows and the merch and like the movies, and everything's been good with Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z has been a staple now for like what, 30 years or so, 30 plus years when it comes to that franchise. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z, whenever they decide to do Tenkaichi, whatever they decide to do Sparking, whatever it is, I think that it's going to be great. So we're going to have to wait and see exactly how Bandai Namco wants to play this one out. But I'm looking forward to it, even though I'm not an arena fighter guy like anymore. I used to play so many arena fighters back in the day with Dragon Ball Z and bad Dragon Ball Z games that I've pretty much just checked out. But this is one that I will be excited for to check out. It's the Budokai Tenkaichi franchise. It's something that I played so much, and if they made it better, if they kind of put it into a hybrid, who knows? Maybe it does a Pokken tournament type of thing and they evolve that formula. I think that would be great, because the Budokai series was kind of like 2D like that with some different things kind of thrown in there. So maybe they evolve it a bit more. Maybe they add more depth, less repetitiveness, like some of those older games were, and I think you're going to have a pretty solid game here. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, moving on to the final topic here, we're going to discuss a potential new Rayman game from Ubisoft and a big name at Ubisoft, Mr. Solani, who is the Mario plus Rabbids producer. That guy, remember, he cried on stage when Miyamoto was like, hey man, like, you're incredible. So happy that you made this game, Mario plus Rabbids. That was like a magical moment. So yeah, he is back, and he has talked about what he wants to do next. Now, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope was great, came out to great reviews. Ubisoft necessarily wasn't too happy with the sales. They felt it could have done better, but that doesn't mean it sold bad. People are definitely buying the game, and it looks like the game will get a Nintendo Switch 2 update based off of what the Ubisoft president had to say. But what's next when it comes down to it? Because recently we did get that really cool Mario plus Rabbids Rayman DLC that's really good, and Rayman looks so good in that DLC. So people are thinking, when is Rayman coming back? That franchise is a 90+ rated franchise across various different platforms, but specifically with the games that came out, not recent, but a while back. But the last two entries, Origins and Rayman Legends, those were just incredible games. So here's what Mr. Solani had to say on working on a new Rayman game. Quote, "If I had the opportunity, I would be crazy not to take that chance. To be honest, yes. I mean, Rayman is the type of game that has no realistic element, and because there is no realism, everything that you create in the game comes from your fantasy and the fantasy of the team. And so everything from a chair to a table to an enemy to the environment is a form of art, is creating something from scratch. So to me as a developer, it's the pinnacle of all the possibilities. You can go crazy and create your own stuff, as we did in Sparks of Hope. I think I would be crazy to not take that opportunity if given the chance." And the thing that would be different with this a bit is that with Mario, you still have to follow certain rules. So yes, you have creative freedom, and they were allowed to do a lot in that franchise. I don't think anybody thought Mario would be dual wielding guns when it comes down to it, but they gave him a lot of leeway. But with Rayman, yeah, you're right. It's like a super fantasy world. You don't have to stick by with in terms of what Nintendo would want. You can create something incredible. And I think that Mr. Solani and his team, they have an expanded team over there. And I think that they can create a super cool 3D Rayman game. Like, I would love an action, Rayman platforming, light RPG elements, very light RPG elements kind of mixed into there. I think that would be great. That would be super cool. Take the base of what they had with some of those older Rayman games back in the day, throw in some of the stuff that made Origins and made Legends so good, and throw in some of that experience that you have making a high quality game like Mario plus Rabbids. I mean, you put all that together with the team that they got, a lot of creativity, a lot of style, a lot of substance, a lot of everything. I think that you're going to have a phenomenal experience for Rayman fans, platformer fans, action fans, everybody that would just want to see Rayman come back, because we all want to see him come back. It's been a while. Legends came out more than a decade ago, right? About a decade ago or so. So it's been a little bit since the last real Rayman game, but it was great to see him in Mario plus Rabbids. He looked incredible. So love to see it going forward, but we have to wait on that. Ubisoft is kind of like, they're not sure what they want to do with that. I think a great opportunity would be a brand new Rayman game, like make it like a numbered entry, brand new Rayman game on the next gen Nintendo Switch, spearheading development on there. I think that would be great, and kind of release it whenever it's ready, but who knows if that's going to happen. All I know is that I'd be down, because I love the Rayman games. They're really good. So what do you guys think about everything that we discussed here, from the new Nintendo Switch 2 rumors to Bandai Namco, Dragon Ball Z coming back, and of course Rayman potentially in the future? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other big Nintendo Switch videos, like my top 25 Nintendo Switch games of all time, and my top 25 indie Nintendo Switch titles as well. All right, guys, we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.